Oh, and that's right, we also fixed up Sam, the robot. The cleaning unit guy. Okay, whose jobs do I need to do? We have companion quests. We still have Nyoka's to do. So we visited Hayes' grave. Found a spot on Monarch. She buried Hayes, a member of her old crew. Searched the hive for the remains of Nyoka's friends. Opal and Clara's bodies are in the cave somewhere. Find the remains and retrieve their medallions. Didn't I do that already, though? I get the feeling I did that. I thought we did that. Clear out Nyoka's old base cave on Monarch. In a region between Fallbrook and Cascadia, clear out the Mantisaurs, search for a spot to place the pheromones. We're going to lure out the Manta Queen, and then we're going to kill it. So no, we haven't done that yet. But I thought we did the whole clear out the cave, unless that was a different quest, maybe. I don't know. So I wouldn't mind doing that. Friendships due. Clyde Harlow, an old friend of Felix from his early days on the Groundbreaker, wants to meet him in person. We brought him to meet Clive and travelled to his landing pad on Scylla to have a chat with him. Told you that if Felix wants a place on his crew, he must prove himself by killing a traitor named Rufus Trask, and he wants you to find Trask and kill him and take his ring. Rufus Trask has gone into hiding. Harlow suggests questioning his wife, Rosa, found on the Groundbreaker, which we haven't done yet. So I'm maybe going to start on these. And there's also... action quest. What was this one? Evidence we found on Cascadia and the HRS 1084. Right, this is Sublight. Convinces Lilia Hagen that Dr. Eva Chartrand is at the center of an alien invasion conspiracy. That's it. She thinks aliens are involved. Wants us to kill Chartrand for the good of humanity, but she's on Byzantium, I believe. So we're not going there yet. I want to clear up as many quests before jumping on Byzantium and getting all those quests. Side quests, though. Acquire science weapon from the Groundbreaker. Yeah, not really big on those. Wanda Dorset, one of the local doctors, has been waiting on a shipment of medical drones. Oh, damn. Captain Irion is somewhere on Scylla. Let's do that, actually, because that's been on the quest list forever. We do have all of the companions now, and we've done most of their quests. Let's have a look at my inventory. Do I need to clear this out? Not so much. Okay, I'm just going to break a bunch of stuff down. That, we don't do that, we don't do that, we don't do that. I think I just broke down a thing I was going to keep, but okay. Get rid of these. Keeping that, because that's a special science weapon. It's been so long since I played. I am completely lost on what I was actually doing. Oh my lord. I appreciate the homie commercials so much, man. Yeah, I always bitch and moan and say, don't, but it always feels great, thank you. You're welcome, dude. I mean, you run a really cool community. Shy and I love hanging out with you. It's great. And same with all the people I shout out. I shout out the people I want to support, you know? And it's like what Jen said to you, you know, we all rise together, right? That's how we do this. Right, did I... Oh, right, I was going to put this in the other... Or do I put that in here? Where do I put my science weapons? I put them upstairs. I put them in my quarters. That's right. That's right. I remember now. So, R to transfer. Move that over there. I got a couple of really cool top hats. Very dapper. Hell yeah. Do we have any new signs in here? Yeah, there's all these... I love the fact that your quarters slowly... It's like I stole the Edgewater sign from above the gate. When I finished their quest. We've got the banner from the Iconoclasts, because we helped them. I've got these... I think these are from Sanjar's place. Yeah, these are from MSI's office. Sanjar's office. We have that. the antibiotics secret lab from when we did the lab thing. The Borst factory, 'cause we killed the guy who ran that, he was a cannibal. And then we've got a mounted Mantiqueen head to establish dominance over our feared adversaries. Okay, where did we move to? Where are we? We're at Scylla, I think? We're at Scylla, perfect. Oh, okay, I must have been planning to do this. Go get the medical drones, and if we're getting drones, we should definitely take Pavati, and we should take Sam. I cannot tell you guys how much I love having a coffee machine. Oh. Ooh. Yummy. Yeah, Pavarti's best girl. She's great. Change my mind, eh? We don't need to. The facts speak for themselves. Wow, it's a bit laggy, a bit stuttery. Okay. Oh, we're at... What the hell? We're at the base where we... maybe the last thing we did was Felix's quest then, where we picked up his side quest. Pavati versus Panam. Oh. Oh boy. Ooh. Ooh. That's a tough one. I like Panam as well. Gotta say. That is a rough choice. It is a very rough choice. It's like Pavati is like the Jedi Panam, and Panam is like the Sith Panam. You know? Oh, it's like dark side? Yes, maybe. Why not? But the good dark side, if that makes sense. It doesn't really make sense because she's actually a pretty decent person as well. She's just a bit more fun. Pavati's a little bit more precious. I don't know. I don't know how to describe that. Actually, how do I change to what landing pad we go to? We don't need to be at this landing pad. Is it here again? It's here. We don't want to be at Harlow's base. We want to be here. I think. Although my playthrough of Cyberpunk, I played the female version, so I didn't get the good scene with Panam. I didn't get that scene with her. You only get that if you play the dude. No, my first sex scene actually in that game was with, what's the guy's name? The cop? Was it River? It was with him, which was pretty awkward. Yeah, River. The scene was jarring. That what the Panam sex scene? Really? Because I haven't actually seen it. He's a cool dude. He was a great character. I liked him. I wasn't sure I was going to like the character at first, and I thought, you know what, actually this guy's pretty cool. Then we got the Judy one. Who else do you get to be with? I didn't save the Arasaka guy. Arasaka. I didn't save the Arasaka guy. Tanaka, was it? Something like that. I sadly didn't save him because, yeah, Tanaka, because he was like, you know, you need to run, and when the guys ambush and like break into the place and start shooting and shit, and I was like, okay, because there was like a wall of fire that separated us, and I thought it was one of those forced separations and we'd meet up later, so I just ran. Apparently you should go back for him and you should cover him and keep him alive, otherwise he dies. And I was like, that character just disappeared, and then later on people were like, so now that you're well past this, we can avoid the spoilers and just tell you, you killed him because you didn't go and save him. And I was like, what? I was so mad. I was so mad at myself for that. I was like, why didn't I do that? I usually do that. I usually test the game mechanic of like, yeah, you're telling me to run, but no, I'm the guy who, like, you drop into a new area and it's like, it points you down the hallway, but you see there's a little area just behind you and it's like, look there first. That's me. I saved him, but like, I don't want to talk about the ending until the expansion comes out. I'm so stoked for that too. Feels like a full-on sequel. Yeah, it looks so good. I wonder, and it's like, how can they work your character into it with the way that Cyberpunk 2077 ends? It's probably going to be just like extra content in the middle of the game, because the end of the game isn't an open world end. It's literally a do the ending and then load into your save before you start the final mission, and you can carry on playing in the open world. I hate games that do that. But it made sense for the character. So that was fine. Oh, here are our auto-mechanical guys. So... are these guys bad guys?
Hey, outlaw. You know, you didn't have to shoot me down if you wanted an autograph.
Shut up now, and you might get out of this alive. Can we hurry this up? I want that ship gutted before the primals find us.
Oh no, they are gonna attack us. Shut up. Ah! Boom! Sam just walks through the fire like, yep, I'm a robot. Coming through. It does, it tracks for V, absolutely. Spent half my birthday gift card on the expansion. I haven't bought it yet. Too many games coming out, not enough money. I'm having to be frugal right now. I probably won't play it at release anyway, because there's other stuff I want to do. I've got a little mini list of like definite want-to-plays on releases. Space Marine 2 is one of them, which is why tomorrow, if I am streaming, or Saturday if I am streaming, which I likely will be streaming both days, but we'll see, because we may go hiking instead if the weather's nice, but it's not going to be, so we probably won't. But anyway... I'm going to be playing Space Marine 1. That's tomorrow's game. So I'm looking forward to that. Hi, Arian. I'll be with you in a minute. I'm just looting. Ah, here we go. Did I get this guy? No. This is why I don't buy ammo. I steal everyone else's. Like, I can kill you with 1 bullet and take 10 bullets from you. That's profit. I'm good with this. So, yeah, I'm going to be playing Space Marine 2 when it comes out, hopefully. Oxenfree 2 is another game that I definitely wanted to play, but I also want to play the new Yakuza game when that because obviously, which comes out in a couple more months. Yeah, which means I need to play the previous one, Like a Dragon Ishin. Well, I don't need to because they're not linked story-wise, but I would like to play Like a Dragon Ishin before I play Like a Dragon Gaiden. So, yeah, I need to pick what I'm buying lately. And I'm so mad at myself for not picking it up on the Steam sale when it was on sale. Did I get everybody from over here? So, but that's probably going to be in a couple of weeks. I'll be playing that game. Yeah, they left it open-ended, and one of 2 endings, that's true. Recently got into 40k lore, I'm looking forward to Space Marine 2. Yes, it looks so good. Would you? Hmm.
Tremendous work, friend. Here I was readying a daring maneuver, and you've come and saved me the trouble.
Symptoms detected. Elevated heart rate. Dilated pupils.
Shitting his pants.
Sweat production. Subject appears to be terrified.
I'm not terrified, you bucket of bolts. That's victory sweat.
Victory? Don't talk about victory sweat while I'm drinking my coffee. How dare you? Sure, buddy. What were they after?
Meds, I'm guessing. Pirates love bits, and unlabeled meds are worth a bundle.
This guy sounds like Professor Impossible from The Venture Brothers. I was like, why do I know this voice? Because I've been re-watching The Venture Brothers lately. Okay, Captain Irion, I take it.
The one and only. Wait, who's asking? Wanda didn't send you, did she?
Oh god, I have to lie. No, I don't know any Wanda.
I wager she told you to say that, the sly old bird. I swear, land on Groundbreaker even a moment tardy, and that busybody's already been up your ass an hour. You tell her these automechs are coming, and sending a hired stooge to rescue me from certain peril only furthers my delay. No offense.
Me rescuing you from being detained by pirates is delaying you from continuing your journey. Please explain the logic. You ought to be thanking me. You're lucky you're alive.
Yes, well, I shan't. Give Wanda my chilliest regards.
Neutralize.
And then we woke up from our fantasy, and, did we? Yes, okay. Okay, that's that done. See, that's what quick save is for. I'm always reminded of that meme that I saw online of, I'm not going primals, we don't need to fight these fuckers. There's a meme online of like a Skyrim-esque setting where the main character player is being like, talking to an NPC who's rude with them and tells them, you know, that they're an arsehole or to mind their own business or whatever else. And then there's a little notification in the top right corner that says, quick saving. And the guy's like, please don't. Yeah. Don't fuck with the player character. They will wreck you hard. Okay, well, I'm not going to kill him because then I don't get the quest reward. But we can go back to the Groundbreaker now, and we can turn this in. I really like this planet as well. Look at it, it's such a cool skybox. Like, damn! I do love it. This game did look really good. I'm looking forward to their next offering. I don't know when it comes out though, when The Outer Worlds 2 is due, or whether there is a release date for it. I don't think there is yet.
Crew members Ellie or Felix. They're sharing a drink upstairs.
They're always sharing a drink upstairs. Why would I care? Okay, Groundbreaker Docking Bay. Just getting things in order before the first. Alright. Continue. God, I love that. Literally fake windows. Beauty and verisimilitude to your house. Yes, of course it does. Yeah, I mean, the Space Marine game, I only played through about half of it on the Xbox. And I was having a hell of a time playing it with a control pad. So I'm probably going to go keyboard and mouse since I now have it on the PC. I bought it years ago on sale, and I never played it. I was going to stream it for you guys, and then I didn't. So, like, okay, it's still on the list, it's still on the list. It's finally made its way to the front of the list. And I am looking forward to it, because by all accounts it's one of the better Warhammer 40k games that isn't in the Dawn of War franchise. So, yeah.
Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're
I've loved
responsible
40k
for
since I was a
mechanical
kid,
safe
so...
return. I can't thank you enough.
There was a Game Workshop store opened up in the mall in the like when the where I lived in like during the 90s. This new shopping mall in Sheffield opened up called Meadowhall, and from day one there was a Game Workshop there, and I walked past it and I was like, whoa, what is this, you know? So like I'd never seen it before, apart from before they became really big. They put out a couple of board game varieties of miniatures games, and one of them was called Space Marine. was also the Space Hulk as well with the Terminators, but this the Space Marine game as well was like a tile-based board with passages and hallways and fate walls and stuff, and you could move your Marines around on them, and you had cards for their abilities. Never did really fully figure out how to play that entirely. It was complicated. My parents sat down and looked at the rulebook with me, and I was young, so you know, my friends and we were all scratching our heads like, how does this work? It's very complicated. But I really loved it, you know, like the look of it. So we just kind of made our own rules and played. But you know, it was pretty good. And then, of course, I recognized the designs from the Game Workshop in the mall, and I was like, oh, what is this? There's more of this? It's all this? There's this huge shop full of this stuff? It's not just the board game? Mind blown. So, after much begging of my parents, they went in with me, and I settled on a box of Space Wolf Terminators, a little squad of 5 Terminators. Brought it home, and some glue and some paints and so on, because of course it was a first-timer experience, so the staff were like, yo, let's get you hooked on your new drug, you know. And so you want to paint these up, you need this paint, you need this paint, you need this, and you're going to need this type of glue. These were the die-cast miniatures as well, not the plastic ones, so it was like you need proper super glue that we sell, and I bought it all from them and came home with a little mini starter kit and put them together, made a complete bollocks of the painting, as you would. I got better with it eventually, but yeah, I loved it, and I used to just collect them as models. I didn't even play the tabletop for a long time, and I never really played it much to begin with, because most of my friends kind of moved on and didn't care about it. My cousin was into it, he liked to collect Eldar, but again, like me, he didn't play the game, he just liked collecting the figures. So it always felt I feel kind of bad knowing that I grew up buying Space Marine stuff and Warhammer 40k stuff and never really playing it. I just bought it because I liked the models, and I feel like it was such a waste. But the computing games I played the shit out of. Yeah, Game Workshop's huge. I've always wanted to go to the to Game Workshop. Did I finish this, by the way? I did, didn't I? Yeah. I finished this while I was yammering away. I haven't been paying attention to the game. So, yeah, I've always wanted to go to the Nottingham HQ, but I never did, so...
Keep hanging around and what can I do?
Alright.
You have your...
Yeah, so we did finish it. I'm too busy talking, not paying attention to the game. What do we do next? So we finished that very nice quick one off. Kill Ava Chartrand. I don't want to go to Byzantium yet, so I guess we're doing the last companion quests. Starcross Lovers, we've got to go back to Monarch. That's right. Back to Monarch! Boo! But I was done with that damn place. And you know, if I didn't see it as such a waste of money, like for not playing the tabletop, like if I got into the tabletop as a hobby, then it would be worth sinking money into, probably. If I didn't see it as a waste of money for not playing the tabletop, I'd still be collecting those models today. I always wanted to get a huge collection of Imperial Guard, or Astra Militarium if they call them that now, of their armor. Like I wanted a big collection of the tanks, because they started selling those, like the Bane Blades and the Shadow Swords and shit like that, and I was like, damn, they're huge. But they cost a lot of money. Really do. Okay, let's go to Fallbrook, because it's between there and Cascadia is like the fucked up place.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain. Please avoid damaging yourself.
So we do not want these two. I will take Nyoka, and I will take Felix. 2 heavy gunners, because we're fighting a Mantisaur Queen. Got a Skaven army. with the fantasy thing. Oh man, I remember when I got the Siege fantasy set, and I started wanting to play the actual tabletop for a while, and I got that and got a couple of people to play with me. And you got like the castle set, and it was Skaven were the ones they were pushing with that. So it was like the Skaven attacking an Imperial castle was the starter kit that you would buy. Yeah, the Skaven armies were so good. You realized I played maybe twice a year at the time, and the space they took up. So much, yeah. So much space. Made a shitload of money when you sold them, though. Well, that's good, you know. But yeah, I got into the fantasy for a little bit, and then I went back to 40k. My favorite one was Gorka Morka, and also Man of War. Fantasy tabletop warship game. I loved that. My cousin and I actually did play a shit ton of that together. We bought our own navies and we played a shit ton. I played Chaos. I had a Nurgle fleet. Oh, it was so good. You had the siege catapult on this thing that could fire like a rotting ball of shit at them, and it would actually then creep across the whole boat, like filling up the squares on the little like boats, like point cards that you had and stuff for the different sections of the hull, and you could just rot the whole ship in one hit. It was great. Oh, I loved it. But my PS4 and Call of Duty Ghosts fell off that sale. Damn, nice. But yeah, I did enjoy that. But Gorka Morka, that was great. Gorka Morka was amazing. Oh, it was basically just orc factions on a planet fighting each other on a dust bowl, and there were several different types. First there was the Gorka faction and the Morka faction. They also had some like slave humans, and they had Gretchen armies as well that they added into it, and slavers. But it was mostly just the two war bands, and there was an escalation system behind. It was very roleplay like. You had a small squad of orcs. You had to build them up and like spend points on their equipment. Well, you didn't spend points; you spent teeth. So you had to spend teeth on their equipment, and you then had to make sure you made, this was where it got very complicated though, you had to make sure you put the models together so that they physically had the equipment. That, like, if they had a shooter and a knife, you needed them to have a shooter and a knife in their hands, you know. But also they all accumulated leadership points depending on what they did. You had to keep track. They developed over time and leveled up. Oh, it was great. And eventually, if at the end of a campaign, at the end of a battle, one of your orcs leveled up to be more than the current knob in charge of the squad, they would challenge for leadership, and you had to actually have a little mini fight between those two people. Which I didn't like the rules, because it was just literally a standoff, shoot, 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 see who wins. I instead used to get the White Dwarf magazine. Inside one of the White Dwarf magazines from years before Gorka Morka was a little mini game that they made called the Barroom Brawl. And it came with a fundamental basic little rule set, a bunch of tokens, and a pull-out cardboard base that you had like as a tavern, basically. And you got the little cards for the different people, like there was an orc, there was a human, there was an ogre, there was an elf, and so on. So I adapted the Barroom Brawl rules to that. Yeah, you could pick up bar stools and you could throw bottles and all that kind of stuff, and they were dotted around the map, and you did your fight. So I adapted the Barroom Brawl rules to the leadership challenge, and literally did it with my orc characters instead, and it was so good. It was great. My cousin and I again had a lot of fun playing that one as well, and yeah, I took that particular one very seriously because the roleplay aspects of like building up the orcs, it spoke to me more. I really liked that, you know. And they could gain like long-term injuries. You could send them to the surgery with the doctors. Like, you know, you'd roll on these things after the fight and be like, okay, well, this guy, he got badly wounded. You know, and like his lungs are broken, so I'm going to send him to the doctors and give him some iron lungs because I have enough teeth for that. So let's look up on the table and then roll the surgery to see if it was a success or if there was a botched thing, or if the surgeon decided to experiment, which was even better, like the orc surgeon was like, yeah, well, you wanted to do this, but I decided I'm going to do this instead. And it's like, wait, what? Yeah, he can now breathe fungal spores on his enemies. Well, I didn't ask for that, but cool. Or it was something terrible, you know? Like, yeah, he needs to keep drinking in order to survive, which means it reduced his accuracy overall, but it made him more susceptible, less susceptible to damage or something. Weird things would happen, and it was so interesting and cool. You never played 40k, but I know what I'd play. Don't think less of me, but I'd play Blood Angels. Dude, that's cool. You know, I liked the Blood Angels. They were pretty cool. The Orcs are bonkers. They're my favourite faction. I do love me some Orcs. Orcs is the best. Oh boy. I used to always play Orcs in Dawn of War. Like, the one, which was it, Dark Crusade, where you could choose. It was the Planetary Conquest one, where you had the Necrons. I loved the Necrons as well, don't get me wrong, but I always used to love playing Orcs in that. They were crazy. Oh, yeah. But the thing I loved most about Gorka Morka was the fact that it wasn't just battles. Like, there were different types of battles with different objectives, and one of them was what they called the Skid. The Skid was a race. You had battle wagons as part of your crew. Like, you could buy and modify and build up and nitrous boost all of your, like, war wagons and stuff, and battle wagons, and the half-track bikes that they had, or just normal bikes. And the idea was that you and a rival faction's vehicle would race each other. And what you did was leave them on the table. You'd roll in each moment, like it went forward in steps of a few seconds, and you'd roll to see who pulled out a lead over who and how far, so you'd move them back and forward from each other. But you also had scenery objects, which you got the cardboard cutout placeholders, but if you had your own, it was even better. And you'd each take turns placing scenery objects within a boundary zone of, like, you know, you couldn't put it directly in front of your enemy's car, but you were expected to put it on their side and, like, have it be half and half in their way, you know, and it would have certain effects. If it was like a mud slick, or if it was, you know, like a ditch or something, or a rock, and they would move towards your cars, so you then had to roll to avoid them, as well as trying to pull out ahead of each other. And it was so good. It was such a cool idea. I loved it. Also, that faction of Space Marines whose whole thing is going really, really fast. Oh yeah, the White Scars. Yeah, the basically the Mongolians of the whole thing of the faction. White Scars were great. Yeah, with the bikes and everything, they had like the bikes. Oh. They were great. Although, personally, I was a Space Wolf fan, obviously. I was always a space. Oh man, we need to be all the way over there? Practically right next door to Cascadia. In that case, let's go to the Turnpike. Fast travel. So yes, but Space Wolves, that was it for me. They just looked so cool. I mean, Vikings in Terminator armor. Come on, what's not to love? No way! Yes way! Me? Space Wolves? Unthinkable. Okay, what weapons do we have here? We got my shrink ray that never worked. We've got this thing that's good against robots. It's like a gloop gun. And then we've got this rifle, this heavy rifle that's, I think, corrosive damage? I don't remember what I did. Yeah, this is acid damage. Okay. We've also got a flamethrower. Flammenwaffen. We're going to be fighting a big monster. Can't believe you'd be interested in anything of the Lupin variety. I know, right? Can't imagine it. Why would anybody think that?
Food in here since... Well, I'm ready. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's go. Ownership data corrupted. Blah, blah, blah. Enter passcode. Charon? I never know how to say that. Is it like Charon or Charon? Hard sound with the CH. Or is it a ch, like we would say it now? I don't know. So I'm just reading all your dead friends' stuff. That's cool. You've always said Charon? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's how it is, because it's a Greek thing, right, as well, and they always, well, not always, but a lot of the time, a lot of the words were pronounced with a k, like a k, but when it was a ch. You know, the old Greek. Alright, so we've got Clara's body, Mantisaur feeding ground, and Opal. Let's start over here. See anything? Oh, Mantisaur's over there, however. Boom! Dropkick that shit!
You guys see that?
You dropkicked a Mantisaur. Nice one, Felix. Do you feel like a man now? Yes. I love how these people have probably been dead for years, but they're just perfectly preserved. Okay, so we got their medal. I'm gonna get all their stuff. A vented Mark III helmet. Not very good. Knock you out bar. Oh, mag picks to get all this? Jesus.
Wow. Nice work.
Dude, I used a mag pick. That was nothing. It's a guaranteed unlock. No nice work about it. Don't you lick my ass, Felix. Okay, then we need these glands. Do that after we get these last bits over here, because that'll lure out the queen. Okay, right, we got all the stuff. What's over here? I think this is where the queen comes in. Yeah. Can we just place explosives in the roof and bury this fucking thing when it comes through? That would be easy. That'd be the way to do it. Anyway, place glands.
Well, this is the spot.
Yes.
You know, I thought I'd be angry.
Where the quest marker is.
I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs and
Exterminate.
everything would be all right in the end. But I ain't. I'm mostly just empty. A little sad, maybe. The first night Hayes and I spent in here, we knew it was home. It's safe. It's got a nice chill to it. But mostly, it doesn't stink of sulfur.
Don't you Dalek at me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna let her talk.
Monarch folks often joke about it. Not because of the smell or the grittiness it leaves in your throat. Not because of the headaches or the coughing. It's because there's no escaping it. It's life here, and there ain't anything you can do about it. But here, somehow the sulfur never made it. The nights we spent in here felt like vacations. So we started building. We hauled in steel, hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. They stuck around after our contract was up. Opal liked camping. Anders liked chasing her tail. 4 of us for a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca, a sawbones out of the Cascadia survivors who took a kindness to Hayes. And Clara, her little sister. I'll admit I wasn't keen on taking her on at first, but for a teenager, she was surprisingly capable.
Child labor, cool.
She had a head for numbers, helped us trade hides for food and materials, negotiated contracts. Turned out to be mighty useful. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, and me. 6 folks, 1 name, 1 family. Charon. Despite the
She said it,
monarch trying
Charon.
to kill us day in and day out, we managed to belong.
Jai says hi and says, you be good. Hi back and tell her I'm always good, mostly. Most of the time, yeah. That's my little joke to her always. I always say that. I say, I'm always good most of the time. You know, most of the time I am always good. I'm sorry they aren't here to let see us kick some manta ass. Or tell you what don't belong, the bugs. Let's clear them out. The only good bug is a dead bug. You were a family, I'm sorry they're gone.
Me too, Captain. But I'm starting to think that maybe I found another. Now
Damn
let's get to
right.
shooting before I get all sentimental.
Big mistake.
Is it here now? It is here now, yes.
Watch this.
Drop kick that shit. Kill it. Ah! Let me get my armor rating up. The inhalation of meat missed me.
Everyone all right?
Hey, it died. Ooh! It's twitching! Finish it off! There we go. Gross. Well, that was easier than I thought. I remember these things being really, really hard to kill. But we have leveled up a fair bit since then, so... yeah. Nice. So, how's it feel?
I wish these were more auspicious circumstances, but at least we're all here. This bringing them together, burying them. This is the kind of thing Hayes would have done. That makes it stupid. By all accounts, we should have left well enough alone, but that also makes it right. Captain, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Welcome.
You mind if we rest a spell before we head out? I'd like to bury Opal and Clara proper before I lay everyone's medallions to rest.
Do we want her to hold on to them, though? Now, if she feels she needs to leave them here to move on, that's up to her. So, you're leaving them here? I suppose that is wise. Go ahead. Ah, little graves for them as well, look. Cool. Makeshift locker box. Small toolbox is locked. Seems Nyoka has broken the mechanism so it can't be opened. Inside you hear the rattling of the several metal objects. Her team's medallions. One of the very few who deserved better. At the very least, you came back to us in the end. Between Raptidons and women, he died doing what he loved, chasing tail. Oh my god. His most egregious crime was having the gall to die before me. How dare you, Hayes. Closest thing to a sister that I ever lost. Damn, that's some super depressing shit right there. Can we leave now? Oh my god. Oh, there's stuff here that I didn't see. Oh, and I missed that. Okay, well, we gotta leave this place. Where was the way out? Where did we go? It was up here. Yeah, where the quest marker is, Matt. Good idea. So, I feel like next we can do Felix's shit. So, we need to go on the Groundbreaker and talk to Rosanna about her brother. I'm not entirely sure I like the idea of Felix like owing anything to this guy. Basically what happens here is Felix was a member of the like little rat pack that this guy ran on the Groundbreaker because Felix had no one to look after him. So kind of like an Oliver Twist Fagin situation is what I'm getting from this, you know. This guy used to take in orphans and would use them basically as disposable assets. That's the way I see it. He'd say, I gave them somewhere to belong and I looked after them and blah blah blah, and it's like, I bet you used the shit out of them though. So yeah, now the guy's calling on him as though somehow Felix owes him anything. So this guy just up and left one day like, fuck this, I'm out. But like, no, I had other things to do and I had important things to do, and Felix, you and me, we were together, so you've got to go do this for me. And it's like, no, fuck you. Fuck you. He doesn't owe you shit, dude. He does not owe you shit. Yeah. And they're saying, yeah, and you can join my crew. It seems more like you want someone outside of your crew to deal with this situation, and if it fucks up, you weren't involved, you can wash your hands of the whole thing. So, I don't know if I like this, but let's see where this goes. We'll look for the opportunities to screw this guy over. That's what I want.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
So we're going to take Felix. Do we want to take Ellie? She's into this kind of scummy stuff. Or maybe we could take the Vicar. Let's take the Vicar. Slime and Shine Diet Toothpaste. Man. I love the products in this game. They're so funny. Then when we're done with this, that gives us, I guess, well, maybe while we're here we can also acquire the science weapon. Mentioned looking in Gladys's shop for old records. The smuggler acquired several leads that way. Could do that. He's in the bar, I guess. This, yeah.
This is Halcyon News.
You mind trying to have a moment here?
Moment's over. Looking for a guy by the name of Rufus Trask. Are you Rosanna Trask? Breaks over, we need to talk. There we go.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Contempt for Boundaries. Could you do me a favor and get spaced?
Wow. Told a guy named Trask lived here. You must be Rosanna.
See, it ain't so hard being halfway civil. You couldn't lead with that?
Nope.
Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
He did give us the emblem to flash around to be like, yo, we're part of his crew. Or do we leverage Jun Lee's name in I don't think I want to do that. Not if this goes sideways, because that could get back to her. So, flash the emblem.
That's Harlow's mark. No mistake. Guess he's not letting this one go. I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my account.
Not gonna lay a finger on him.
We're not? Oh, right, yeah. We're non-violent sorts. Real diplomatic.
All right, you made your point. Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know.
Questions?
Not inclined to answer your questions. Not after the way you talked to me.
Alright, yeah, I was rude and I apologize.
Yeah, all right. What else did you need?
So you two aren't speaking?
That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago.
Oh, I thought it was his
And
sister.
seeing how he's
I'm
technically an
misremembering
outlaw,
this.
I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Harlow tells me Trask betrayed him. Do you know anything about that?
Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order.
And he didn't tell you anything about him?
No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I.
And how much do you know about Harlow otherwise?
Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
Sound familiar, Felix? This is kind of the offer you're getting. Might be worth remembering that. Because, yeah, I mean, Rufus, he's... You know, not Rufus, the other guy? He is a self-styled anti-corporate revolutionary, which would be fine by me in the setting, but I don't like the way he operates.
He must have been recruiting, gathering up his band of revolutionaries.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something.
Yeah.
I don't know Harlow. Never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus.
Alright, I'll leave you be.
Appreciate it. No offense meant. Just been a long day is all.
Oh, level. Okay, what do we want to put this in? Already getting decent. Look at that, 87 on hacking. What? We've got bonus support hack and the Vicar is with us. Lockpick. We're hitting some locks that require a huge amount of picking. That lie up there. Let's get some long guns. Actually, I'm doing pretty well on long gun. Anything else I should shove it into first? Maybe medical. There we go. Felix gets a new perk. What can we give him? Because we've given him all his specialist perks. We haven't given him a tier 4 or 5 yet. Reset ability cooldown, harmful status effect duration down, showtime damage is up. Ooh. Duration of status effects inflicted by companion abilities are up. Stand your ground, extra armor rating, healed 25%, or healed 25% health when down. Okay. Let's go with the armor rating first. Same with the Vicar. Nice. And every other crew member when we get back. Steal that poster? Let's not do that. Let's put the gun away as well. That's not what we want to do.
Rizzo's Pillsbury Punch. A salt sour candy shell around a sweet purple berry flavored center. Suck it, chew it, you can do it.
Yeah, this Harlow gives me bad vibes. It really does. It's more the way he was trying to emotionally blackmail Felix. Felix was hurt by this guy, because this guy just up and left one day. Felix thought maybe he died, and if not, now he's found out he's alive. It's like, dude, you just fucking left. Like, what the hell? Doesn't seem very loyal to the people he wants loyalty from. And I'm not about that.
Crew report. Bioka is drunk. Surprise.
Drunk? What? I gotta see this. I mean, she's processing still. She's dealing with shit. Is she in her room drunk?
Human, you are in violation of Cleanliness Ordinance 8886.
Oh boy. Oh, this is just undignified. This is just terrible. Leave her be, Sam. It's cool.
Scanning for C25.
Good work, Sam.
Customer, warning! Raptidon claws carry...
Yeah. Alright, leave her be. It's cool. Ooh. Nyoka's having it rough. Really is. Having a rough day. Okay, Terra 2.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
God, we're back to this shithole. I mean, yay. Edgewater. Woo. Good stuff. Let's take the same people with us. Actually, no, let's not take the Vicar. Let's take Ellie. I still say that looks like a testicle that she's holding there. That's gross. Made even worse by the way she's looking at it. Confront Trask. But where is he chill? He's just like out in the middle of fucking nowhere. The botanical lab. Is anybody still... I know that most of the people have moved back into town now. We've seen people in town that were over in the botanical lab, so... Who stayed? I'm just interested. Who stayed? Shut this whole freaking place down. Wondering if... got a name, but the leader of the community is still here, maybe? Might still be in the power room, actually. Oh, that's sealed. We can't go through that way. Ooh. Yeah, is she still in the power room, the utility area? Hey, Jess. Why is Sam telling you what Shy says? I don't question these things. I have no idea. They're probably talking in Shy's Discord. I don't have Discord open on my other screen, so I don't know. Okay, well the doc ain't here anymore. The botanist one, she's gone. She's probably just chilling somewhere in the colony, but all saw me coming and was like, ah, I'm locking the door. Screw this guy. Where was the canteen for this place, or was there one? I don't remember. I don't think there really was there like a bar or a gathering place or something? Okay, let's go here. How are you today, Chess? Nice to see you. How's life treating you these days? Okay. Down? Where do I get in here? Is there a cave down here somewhere? There must be a cave. Those... Okay, I was gonna say those bandits are just kind of leaving us alone, but they're not.
Time for a drink?
Hey, that was quick and easy. Fine, trying to get the last stuff sorted for closing on my condo next week. Oh, okay. Good luck. Are you still staying in the area, or are you moving like away somewhere? Or are you just moving to another place? Boom! Yeah. Damn, these guys were easy. Moving 3 doors down the street. Yeah, but hey, it still worked, right? It's still a lot to sort through. Okay, I don't remember seeing this place. Been through here before, and I don't remember seeing this. I wonder if this just opens up when you get this quest. Be weird though. Why would it just suddenly open up? I don't know. I keep reading that as comfort Tresk. Like, I'm not here to comfort this guy. I'm here to... Well, we're supposed to kill him, but I don't know what I want to do. I want to get his side of the story first. And... got a couple of people with him. Okay. If we can do that... An outlaw. Yeah, we're outlaws. Badasses. What's up? Your guys just let me walk right up to you. I could kill you now. Going to have a bunch of work done on the place before I move in, so I need to make sure that that's done in the next 6 weeks or so, especially since one of the things is replacing about half of the floors. Ooh, yeah, that could, hopefully that doesn't take too long then.
I don't know who you are or why you're
That's quite a bit of work
here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me.
Our neighbor next door actually seemed to have had a little bit of flooring work done, because a couple of days ago, there was like this loud, you can only describe it as like a snapping noise. Loud, like clap, clap. It was like that, probably that wood laminate floor stuff being pulled up off their floor, but there was a flooring company van, trailer outside, and then there were guys coming back and forward with all the bits outside when I was coming and going. I went out briefly and then came back in, and they were pulling a cart out of our neighbor's room, and I'm like, well, that explains what all the noise is. And then yesterday, was it? No, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, there was a circular saw going. Yeah, so this was Monday and Tuesday. They set a circular saw up on the balcony every 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh, they were at it all day. There's a big job in it, and they probably didn't have much done because they were done in 2 days, but yeah, noisy. Ooh. I was like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm going. And now I have a car, so. And finally, I'm like, I'm just going to get in my car and I'm going to drive to Timmy's. I took my tablet with me, sat down to try to do some work, and then, wouldn't you know it, all the tables around me filled up with noisy people, and I was like, literally empty tables further away, sit over there. I didn't get much done that day, sadly. But it was nice to be able to just get in the car and fuck off somewhere, you know, without it taking a whole day to get there and back. Well, it's not a whole day. It's a 45-minute walk from here into town, through the ranch, which is great in the summer, not so doable in the winter, because it's a gravel path, and they don't maintain it. So I'm just trudging through snow and ice. That's a bit hazardous. So that people tend not to go into the ranch park during that time of year. They're replacing the hardwood and the subfloor in most of the place. Sounds like quitter talk. Hey, I've been doing it. It's not nice to have to spend half your day and make plans around it, but I do it. I've lost quite a bit of weight, actually. And I feel fitter. Like, funnily enough, when was it? A few weeks ago, I went down into town to do some grocery shopping, and I remember thinking to myself, like, I got to the edge of town, I'm walking down, and I thought, my feet don't hurt, I'm not out of breath. And I remembered back to this time last year when I first took a trip down into town and I walked, and I was tired by the time I got there. I was like, oh my god, my feet are killing me, I need to sit down, and I need to catch my breath. And it's a downhill walk. Why do I need to catch my breath in a downhill walk? But now I can do that and walk pretty much all the way back until we get to the steep hill to come up the ridge. That's a bit of a killer still, but not as bad as it usually is. So I feel like it's good, you know, that I've done that, and I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to keep walking. If I just want to go into town to hang out, I'm just going to go and walk. I'm not going to take the car, but today I've got to go and do some grocery shopping. So when I'm done here on stream, I'm getting in the car and I'm going to go do that, which is good. Because before, grocery shopping, I can't walk back with groceries. I have to catch a bus. I have to book a bus and catch the ride back up here onto the ridge. It'll take too long to walk back with bags of groceries, with like raw chicken and beef in them on a hot day. Don't want to do that. That's asking for the food to spoil. So that's good. Usually walk 10 to 15 miles a week, and it definitely helps. Yeah. I mean, I think if I walk into town and back, it's about 8.5 kilometers round trip. So what, like 5 to 6 miles, thereabouts, as a round trip. And then there's whatever walking I do while I'm in town as well. Like I'd come back and I'd have on my Fitbit like 9.5, 10 kilometers on my pedometer. I'm like, oh, I moved around today, you know. It's a respectable thing, and to do it a couple of times a week, and I walk locally in the neighborhood as well, like I go for walks. There's walking paths all between all the housing areas here, which is really good. There's a lake, and I can go up there and have a walk, and they just opened a new path along the back ridge, which is nice. It's a better view. I walked through there last week, and I'm like, damn, the view around here is pretty cool. So I'm still going to do all that. Anyway, back to this guy. Your wife told me where to find you. Let's go with that first.
Former wife. And if you so much as hurt a hair on Rosanna's head, I will put you in the ground.
I believe that. She's fine.
Yeah, okay. I'm having a conversation with a hired killer, but I'm supposed to relax. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying.
Wants the ring? Let's not do that first. Let's go with why.
How do I know that I can trust you?
If I wanted to kill you, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him.
Oh, I don't.
I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Go piss up a rope, kid. I've got nothing to prove to you. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes.
I can kind of believe that. That's the kind of thing a corporation would do when in this setting. They'd be like, okay, we're going to actually fund a dissident so that at least we can keep them on a rope and stop them from doing any real damage and give people an outlet for their, you know, anti-corporate sentiments. That would work. That would actually work. Make them think they're actually doing damage when they're not. You know? That does work. You're asking me to take you for your word, show me some evidence. I'm not going to kill you, Trest, but I'm going to ask you for your ring. Hold on, you've got some explaining to do. Now, let's go with this one. Show me some evidence.
Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task.
Temperament. Yeah, there is. You're looking at him. Do I want to go back and kill Harlow, though? Could have shown them to the crew and exposed him as a fraud.
I squandered my chance. If I were a more patient man, I might have confronted Harlow, evidence in hand. But I got in his face, and we came to blows. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent.
Why? Why would this happen? I know why, but let's get his take.
Anything the board can buy, the board will buy, and that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me.
And what was he doing for them?
Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured.
That's a good point as well, he could do that.
If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse.
Alright, I've heard enough.
Take it you've made up your mind.
Well, look, I'm gonna have to ask you for your ring.
You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Alright. Felix.
Clyde Harlow, agent of the board. Yeah, that sounds even more insane out loud than it did in my head. Then again, Trask knew he was a dead man. Could have been trying to shift the blame.
Sounds suspicious.
Yeah, well, we let him live.
Could always come back and kill him.
2 trips. None of this is making a lick of sense to me right now. I think we need to have a word with Clyde.
Let's go. Yeah.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
What? What's going on?
Dead center. Next round's on you.
You are not using the engine room as target practice.
Oh, yes. This'll about do. That's a mighty clean weapon. Yep. Ain't no call for a closer inspection by anybody.
Yes.
Hey, Captain. So, we're just gonna march straight into Byzantium and acquire some rare chemicals right under the board's nose? I sure hope you negotiated for a raise with this Phineas guy.
I mean to get my due at the end of this.
Then we'd better hope he doesn't blow himself up while we're gone. Or if he does, that he has a killer insurance policy. In either case, you should know Wells isn't the only game in town. The board's put a bounty on his head, and they've got more than enough bits to pay it.
Plan B.
I've got no love for the corporations, but they know how to take care of their people. The ones at the top, anyway.
May as well aim high.
Exactly. You
if we
seem
have
to have a good head on your shoulders, so I probably don't need to tell you this, but look out for yourself. No one else out here will.
Oh, I didn't know you cared.
Hey, don't get any ideas. I'm just making sure you last long enough to pay me at the end of this. Anything else?
I thought you were doing this out of obligation to me. Didn't you say you had a debt? Anyway, let's go. You bike 15 miles a day on average? You're all weak. Damn. Them's fighting weights. You bike on an electric bike. What? Okay, Harlow's base. Let's go there. Let's find this evidence first. See how this goes down.
Take someone to watch your back, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Ada, don't worry. I'm taking the 2 best back watchers I've got. I think. I don't know. They're all a little weird, but I like my chances. Okay. May need to shoot our way out of this. Let's take a look at his evidence and decide what Felix wants to do. If he wants to just leave this all behind him, fine. It's in here somewhere. How do we get into it? See any vents? Here we go. Aha. Stashed receipts. Detailed payments made to C. Harlow on behalf of the board for freelancing services, including the names of several freighters targeted by Harlow's crew, their manifests, some value of cargo delivered to the board authorities.
We need to have a word with Clyde.
What do you think about this evidence?
Looks like Trask was telling the truth. It's all there. Receipts for services rendered, payments, records, ship manifests. Clyde was a pirate for hire, and the board was paying him off. In typical board fashion, they left a trail of receipts behind. Ain't that just ironic?
Strictly speaking, no. Irony is the opposite of what you expect. Yeah. I don't like being lied to.
Yeah, you and me both. Clyde owes us some answers. Something about this don't add up. And I mean to find out why.
Know why? He's looking out for himself. That's the whole thing. So let's go chat shit with him.
What's the word?
Trask had a lot to say about you.
Not surprised. Trask was a dead man trying to negotiate with his own executioner. He'd say anything to preserve his life.
Yeah, well, he told me you've been working with the board.
That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand?
Papers, you've been bought off.
Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for.
You don't stand for shit, you're lying. Not so much what he's doing, it's the fact that he's lying about it that's pissed me off, so... When we met, you told me Trask was an informant for the board. You were lying.
You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face.
Why would Trask rat you out to his own employers?
How should I know? What the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor, and I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
They're on us.
Oh, damn, he's a dodgy bugger.
Watch a pro at work.
Hell yeah.
How about that?
Okay, there are more out there, but we'll deal with them in a moment. Shotgun out. Well, this isn't what I wanted to happen. I wanted to just kill this guy and the crew to turn on him, but that didn't happen here, did it? I got his ring now. Yeah. Now who holds the ring? I do. Ultra hunting rifle. Okay. Okay. I gotta do a round of inventory cleanup at some point and get these weapons sold. Make some money. Moo says my calves are sculpted now. Oh, she wouldn't lie to me. No, absolutely not. You're right. Yeah. Look at the logs. Acquisition logs. Independent freighter. Cat meow. Hauling contraband pharmaceuticals. Words. Brought down. Salvage cargo. Ransom crew. Getaway sticks, subversive literature. Throw down salvage cargo. Crew joined up. The werewolf. Engine parts. Brought down salvage cargo. Crew jettisoned an escape pod. Able to intercept these 3 ships despite how cleverly they mask their heat signatures. Our patrol pulled through a game with the tracking data. Don't know how they get their hands on it, but we're in no position to refuse charity. That's suspicious now. It's like, oh yeah, okay. They're even like, hey, we seem to be really good at just taking these ships down. Who's giving us the intel? I wonder who indeed. Beginning to wonder about our patron. When we open up our scanners and sniff the system with the latest Wildcat, we picked a signal from a corporate freighter nearby. It was hauling 10 times more cargo than our target. No sooner did we scan it than a message came through ordering us to go after the Wildcat instead. Didn't add up until I get answers, staying skeptical. Harlow. This was his shit. The Pirate Code. Rule 1. Harlow's the boss. Rule 2. Fuck the board. Rule 3. Why are you reading this, pig? Wake up. If you're seeing this, the board already owns you. You're looking for you went looking for rules. Why? Because life's a game to you? Maybe you like being played. You guzzle down that sense of security like it's purpleberry flavor opium. Fuck the rules and fuck terminals. If it's not a revolution, if we're using the weapons they raised against us, time to change again. From the front lines to the riots and the corporate sit-ins, and Pirate Code has exceeded character limit. Damn you, corporations! You will not silence me.
What was that? Here they come!
Ow, hey, what? Oh, they're in here, they're asleep. Sorry. Did I wake you? Kinda did, didn't I? Yep. Kick their ass! Oh, put him down. Drop kick! Boom! Oh, electric boots! That's right, cower!
Oh, that's the last of him.
Cool. Murdered all of them. Steal it all. It's all mine now. That's how this works. I took everything they own because I killed them all. Okay, this all just goes round to the same place. Yeah, okay. Did I loot him? Yes, I did. Take this guy's stuff, take that. Alright. Sell junk? Boom. Just gonna put this out there as well, for a group of revolutionaries talking about how they don't want to use the weapons that, you know, the board has used against them, blah blah blah. Board approved, board sponsored vending machine.